Hey guys, and welcome into the Roxy Report. Okay, so today, this is a video with the audio from the interview that I did on BBC Radio Wiltshire. They asked me back again. I don't know who they're hiring there, but I want to kiss them. Thank you. It was crazy to have the opportunity to go on and tell them my thoughts and everything on this new legislation that's happening in the UK, where they're basically making online hate crimes on the level of physical, like, hate crimes, which I think is a good step forward. There's a lot of issues, obviously, of course, with freedom of speech, and that's being looked into and that's being talked about. But I think that this is a great step forward in terms of the police understanding it a little bit more, and it's important. This is something that we need to be talking about, because you can't get away with ruining someone's life online and just get away with it. That doesn't make any sense, because you wouldn't be able to do that in real life. So today is my interview with the amazing Graham Rogers. I love him. He's brilliant. And thank God I had him again, which is great. So you guys already know his voice. But yeah, I'd just like to say a humongous thank you to them, and thank you to you for bothering to watch this. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Anyway, with my sexy librarian glasses, it's time to go. So, here is the audio.
The Crown Prosecution Service says the impact of tweeting abuse can be just as devastating as shouting it at someone. It hopes its new guidance will make people think twice about the language they use on the internet and help deliver justice for the victims of online abuse. Of course, worth also pointing out, once you post something on the internet, it is there and it stays there forever for the world to see. Roxy Clark is a transgender activist from Salisbury. Roxy's been with us on the programme before, and Roxy's back this evening. Now, let's talk about the transgender community. Are they a target for hate crime, Roxy?
Yeah, they are, and it's unfortunate. But I suppose in some ways we're an easy target to internet trolls as such.
Yeah, that doesn't make it right, though, does it?
No, God, no. It's something that I see an awful lot of. I do YouTube, and I see a lot of negative comments, a lot of positive ones, and I don't want to just say that it's all negative, because it isn't. But there are people who will comment just to try and hurt your feelings or make you feel bad, and that kind of stuff isn't right.
Well, that's the thing. You might get 100 positive comments, but you'll always remember the one nasty comment.
Yep.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You've obviously received some comments which have upset you on your social media accounts. I mean, let me ask you, how does it make it feel when someone makes a derogatory comment targeted at you?
It feels like someone's punched me in the gut. I had the same feel when I was at school and I was bullied quite a lot. It's that same feeling. So it kind of brings into comparison that both are the same impact. In terms of conversations I've had and messages I've gotten on YouTube and other social media that are negative, those hurt my feelings, but I just take a look at them and say, right, okay, that person obviously isn't going to subscribe to my channel anytime soon, and I block and delete the comment. I don't want my subscribers, my fans, people that watch my channel seeing that kind of stuff, because I want my channel to be a safe space where they can come, hang out and chat in the comments without seeing any horrible stuff like that.
Do you know of anyone from the transgender community who's had such awful comments made or been on the end of a hate crime that's actually taken it to the police and reported them?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They were getting quite a lot of abuse, and they rightfully so called the police, because they of course thought the police would be able to help with that. I don't want to make it a negative thing, but the police didn't really know what to do. This topic isn't really something that's been around for very long. This whole idea of bullying on the internet's only been around for the last 5 or 6 years in the long scheme of things. It's very new. So I feel like the police could do a lot more and educate their police officers a lot more on different subjects and the internet as a whole.
So what's been introduced today, what's been announced today by the Crown Prosecution Service, going forward, do you think this will help the police deal with this sort of abuse?
It's brought it into the spotlight, and that's important. I think that a lot of people worry about being freedom of speech. I think people worry a lot that it's going to, of course, cut that back, and I don't think that's going to be the case. In my opinion, if you have something nasty to say, don't say it. I mean, if it's negative just to be negative,
Keep
then
it
you
yourself.
shouldn't really be posting that. Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't be posting that kind of stuff anyway, because if you had the same happen to you, it would hurt you.
Well, look, let me ask you a question here, and think about this for a moment.
Right.
For people that have posted derogatory comments to you on your social media accounts, if you had the chance to sit across a table with them, what would you say to them? How would you explain how their comments made you feel?
I'd ask them why. I feel like those people, the people who commented, have some angst. I mean, that has to be. I would sit down with them and I would just ask them why, not make best friends with them, but I would try and hear their understand. I would try and ask them why they did it in the first place, and I don't. As I said when I was on here before, I don't like negativity. I don't. I wish the world was a brilliant place where everyone was just lovely, but unfortunately, the internet is a wasteland.
Do you know what I've often wondered when I've seen these sort of negative comments that people make on social media sometimes? I would like to ask the trolls, and that's the name they've been given, what do they actually get out of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. So you make a comment to someone you don't know personally, you post it, you're sitting there behind your keyboard, you're all safe, you post this thing. Once you've done it, what do you actually get out of it? Does it make you feel good? Or I just don't understand that.
I think it's that rush of anonymity. I can never say that word.
That's easy for you to say, yeah.
I think it's that slight rush that they get from doing it, and that's sad, and unfortunately can hurt a lot of people. I will say it's very important that we talk about this. It's the smallest thing that someone can say can have the biggest effect. If someone is incredibly depressed or is suffering from incredible anxiety, even if it's physical abuse, online abuse can affect that person exactly the same. And that's why it needs to stop. I know it's never going to stop completely, but it needs to be talked about and understood a little bit more.
Well, I hope people that find themselves the victim of this sort of abuse do report it, because going forward, those responsible will be held to justice, held to account for their crimes. And it is a crime. Roxy, as always, a pleasure. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much. It's been really nice being on here.
Roxy Clark, transgender activist from Salisbury.